You know, the United States is a world leader in new technological advancements, and in no sector is that better illustrated than in the auto industry. We find ourselves at a critical juncture in terms of vehicle technology. Advancements such as super lightweight materials and vehicle-to-vehicle and vehicle-to-infrastructure communications are rapidly coming to market and changing the way that Americans get to work, travel on vacation, and move goods and services across the country. With a shared goal in maximizing the potential of these technologies, we must get ahead of the curve and think strategically about how to seamlessly weave them together in a way that will best increase public safety, fuel efficiency, and vehicle performance. That's why I'm excited to be leading two bills that will provide the tools that researchers, engineers, manufacturers, and others need to create the next generation of cars and trucks built in Michigan and in states all across the country. The Vehicle Innovation Act builds on the Department of Energy's innovative work to improve vehicle fuel economy and minimize petroleum use. The Vehicle Innovation Act is bipartisan, with strong support from my lead co-sponsors, Senators Alexander and Stabenow. Thanks to a team effort, it passed as an amendment to the bipartisan energy bill in the Energy and Natural Resources Committee yesterday by a vote of 20-2. The need for this legislation is clear. Oil dependency is driven by transportation, particularly cars and trucks. Transportation is responsible for 66% of U.S. petroleum usage and 27% of greenhouse gas emissions. America's dependence on oil possesses significant economic, energy, and environmental risk to the U.S., and the Department of Defense has recognized that our reliance on oil puts our men and women in uniform at greater risk. We have 240 million light-duty vehicles on the road in the U.S., and it takes decades of sustained effort to turn over that fleet. It is absolutely critical that we develop the advanced technologies now in order to achieve fuel savings in the future and become truly energy independent. The Vehicle Innovation Act establishes a consistent and consolidated authority for the Department of Energy's Vehicle Technologies Program, which promotes partnerships with the public and private sector to improve fuel efficiency in vehicles. Through this program, the DOE will collaborate with light-duty automobile and medium and heavy-duty commercial truck engineers, manufacturers, and suppliers to conduct cutting-edge research that will help us advance the future of fuel-efficient cars and trucks. DOE's sustainable transportation initiatives are already making great strides in vehicle efficiency, and VIA will continue to strengthen these activities while providing new authorities to expand their work. The Supertruck Initiative is a great example of this. Industry partners have achieved and exceeded the program goal of a 50% improvement in overall freight efficiency on a heavy-duty Class 8 tractor-trailer. Some have even reached over a 100% improvement. My bill ensures that the DOE will be able to continue working with the industry on supertrucks. Another example that the Vehicle Innovation Act will build on is the work on multi-material lightweight vehicles. Holistic vehicle and manufacturing design improvements for reducing vehicle weight can result in weight reductions and fuel economy gains of over 20%. The Vehicle Innovation Act is technology neutral. It develops and strengthens the toolbox for auto experts without picking winners and losers. It also directs the Department of Energy to continue its investment into multiple transformational technologies such as hydrogen and batteries. DOE research and development has cut costs for fuel cell systems by 50% since 2006. My bill will build on this success and expand DOE's focus into the near-term deployments that will result in major savings for the national fleet. The Vehicle Innovation Act also includes new research authorities on vehicle-to-vehicle, or V2V, communication systems. This technology allows cars to talk to one another and recognize dangers that a vehicle's radar, cameras, and other sensors can't detect. As we are working to develop these features in new vehicles, we must also ensure that we are keeping pace with technologies in our infrastructure. Vehicle-to-vehicle infrastructure, or V2I, this technology allows vehicles to communicate with the road and has the ability to help prevent collisions, relieve traffic congestion, and reduce unnecessary energy consumption. That's why I introduced another bill to promote investments in V2I technology by authorizing states to use existing surface and highway transportation funding to invest in V2I projects as they upgrade highway infrastructure. An example of V2I in action is a monitor on a bridge that will tell approaching drivers if there is a dangerous ice buildup on it. Other examples include traffic signals that warn vehicles of stopped traffic or sensors warning of nearby emergency vehicles or work zones. In 2013, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration found that more than 32,000 people were killed in vehicle crashes. And according to NHTSA, V2V and V2I, the new technologies now being developed, will be able to eliminate up to 80% of vehicle accidents involving non-impaired drivers once they are fully deployed. I am pleased that my V2I legislation is included in the overall highway bill the Senate is considering this week, and I look forward to working in the fall during the conference to make sure that this funding eligibility language remains in the bill. V2V and V2I technology are part of the auto industry's future, and these technologies are going to be readily available in the near term. That is why it is so important that we make these investments in our infrastructure now to ensure that we can start using these life-saving technologies as they become available. Taken together, these two bills represent the type of forward-thinking policy making that Congress should be focused on every day. Investments in research and development have demonstrated the ability to transform our society for the better, and I am determined to make sure that the United States is the country that's driving forward advanced technology instead of putting on the brakes and being left behind. Mr. President, I yield the floor.